just no good anymore. It's just no good anymore. What is the loneliest? What is the loneliest? What is the loneliest number that you'll ever see?
What's up, YouTube? M.V.K here, coming to you once again. How's everybody doing out there? Time to give you my comic review. I'm sorry, I had to do that, guys. I had to. How's everybody doing? M.V.K here, coming to you again with my comic review. I hope everybody has been enjoying the information and everything that's been coming out of this year's Comic-Con. I know I have. I know some people personally have went. And yes, I'm talking about none other than one Galactus girl. She goes every year. Definitely got to call her up to see how everything went. So let's get to the comics as well. Now, I have 12 books here to my right, your left. And 2 are from last week. So let's get to them, shall we? And the first one is Citizen Cold, number 2 of 3. This was really good. We find out what happens to Wally in this, and boy, do we ever see what happens to Wally. After cliffhanger from the last issue, we see that what happened to Wally was basically filmed, and Cold here is not the type of guy to screw around with in this book. He tries to get a little cute and sweet with, you know, Iris, you know, but more importantly, the fight scene between the rogues and the captain here, and Citizen Cold, I'm going to call him Captain, I'm sorry, people, was great. That was probably the highlight of this book. Seeing what happens when he goes all out. But it was nonetheless, it was good. Emperor, Aquaman, number 2 of 3. Once again, another tie-in, good tie-in to me. And I gotta agree with Gabi on this. Aquaman is written very well in this book, thanks to Tony Bedard, but also proves that he could play a good villain as well in this book. We see in this book, we also see, you know, the origin of Aquaman, or how his parents met, and what changed him in a way. Why he's more aggressive, but more feeling that strength is the true power of will, and, you know, the true nature of power and things like that. We also see what happens to we also see, if I'm not mistaken, this is the book we also see where he gets that scar from. We see where he gets the scar from. But it was good nonetheless. So we're going to move on to the next books. We're going to start with Marvel. Avengers, number 15, Bendis and Chris Baccio. People, you guys should already know, I'm not a big fan of Chris Baccio's artwork. Never have been. I just think he draws characters very weird looking. Everybody has this long-jawed face. Eyes are really drawn really big. Almost every woman is drawn with this slick back hair, like it's gelled up. I just don't like that. Not a lot of definition in characters as well, just to me. That's just me. But this is all about some of the Avengers that flown down to Rio de Janeiro where the Hulk was when he got the hammer. Ms. Marvel, the Protector, Spider-Woman, and Hawkeye. But it's also, morally, this book is more about what's happening between Hawkeye and Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, that they're becoming something, in this book. Gotta give Spider-Woman credit. She actually went one-on-one for a while with the Empowered Hulk. Not smart, but gotta give her some kudos for that. She actually took it to Hulk for a while. But also, she shows that she doesn't feel that she belongs on the Avengers, because she's more of an espionage character, as a former Shield and also a Hydra agent. She was more of espionage, just like how Mockingbird in the last issue of New Avengers was talking about how her role in the Avengers, she feels that she wasn't really suited for the Avengers because she's more of trained as a Shield agent to be invisible, not to be like in these out there missions. But it was okay. All right. I got it, people. Yeah. Daredevil Double D is back. The Man Without Fear, Matt Murdock. Mark Waid's take on Matt Murdock. And for the first time, for the first run, it was good. Real good. I was very much impressed to see what Waid did with Daredevil. And I was glad. I praised him for not retconning anything. And in terms of that, basically saying that everybody now has forgotten that Matt Murdock and Daredevil are the same. Even though he's trying to play it off, they're saying, like, I'm not Daredevil. Oh, you still think I'm Daredevil and things like that. But it was good to see he didn't do that. Dialogue between Foggy and Matt during, cases and things like that was great. The fight, in the beginning fight between the Spot and Matt was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was really good to see how Matt was going to deal with the Spot in this fight. Very much. You know who, guys, picked this up on her trip. I'm talking about Destiny. She picked this up while there, because she's in Boston with a couple of girlfriends. They go up there every year. It's kind of like a girl thing they do. And she went to a local comic store up in Boston and picked this up. She called me and said, babe, I picked it up. So, yeah, she picked it up. But this was good. I knew she enjoyed this. I knew she was going to enjoy it very much. This is her favorite character, and this is my number 2 favorite Marvel character. So, yeah, Double D. Good stuff. I'm going to stick with this. I want to see where Waid takes Matt. Incredible Herc. Herc. Still tying into Fear itself. This is issue number 5. Greg Pak, Fred Van Lint. The writing duo of them really writes Hercules well. He's still dealing with the son of Ares in this book and how the son of Ares is really using this whole thing that's happening with the serpent and everything to his advantage and trying to bring back his father Ares. We also get a little tidbit of that the gods, pretty much the Olympians, and Zeus wants to bring Hercules back and give him back his powers again. Give him back his half demigodhood again, but pretty much keeping what Odin said, decreeing all the Asgardians except for Thor not to intervene in what's to come. Hercules says nay, and basically stays to fight. I like the depowered Hercules. He more shows how good of a warrior he is. His experience over the years comes into handy, and the empowered weapons he has is not bad as well. But it's still good. The writing duo once again of Fred Van Lint and Greg Pak do a good job. And the book that pretty much people say that Fraction writes the best. Invincible Iron Man number 506. This is what ties into Fear itself once again. This is pretty much what happens after issue number 3 of Fear itself. Tony is pleading to Odin to do something and to help, Tony says, you know, pretty much Tony in this is drunk. Through this whole book, he's drunk. And for a guy who's supposed to be recovering from alcohol, you know, recovering from alcohol, he was drunk in this book. And he pretty much pleads with Odin that he'll make weapons to pretty much kind of, I guess, help. So he turns to the dwarves to help him. Odin says, go ahead, do your best, you know, go ahead. We also see Pepper as Rescue, that's her superhero name, go over to France to see what's going on there and just see, you know, all kinds of stuff between the Great Gargoyle and things like that. But that's pretty much all this book was. It's okay. It wasn't great, wasn't all that good. It was okay. Move on to DC. Batman number 712. Countdown is on once again. This is the final arc of the whole return of Two-Face. Very, very good twists. Very good dialogue. Very good problem solving. You know, like mind-boggling and, you know, things like that. But once again, it is still hard for me to see Dick leave this. You know, it's still hard for me. And I'm just enjoying what I'm reading from Dick as Batman. You know, Tony Daniels still does a good job at writing this. The twists with, you know, Two-Face and his ex-wife and Edward Nygma and his so-called daughter Enigma, and you know, things like that. It was really good. Very, very good, in my opinion. But, you know, sadly, you know, what's going to happen to Dick is going to happen. You know. Flashpoint, Deadman and the Flying Graysons, number 2 of 3. JT Cruel. Who Will Die? Pretty much sums this book up. This book was bloody. Bloodfest, people. Bloodfest. Alert. Bloodfest. Major loss of blood in this. The Amazons come hard in this book because they want the helmet of Naboo. They know it has power. They know that if they have this, it might. They feel that it may turn the tides in this war between the Atlanteans. And the man that has it is Kent Nielsen. And they want it. And we see a lot of deaths in this book. And a death that came in this book, I'm not going to spoil the deaths, but couple of deaths is like, oh man, you know, he's just like, such a shame. Man, I didn't see that coming. I wish that didn't happen, you know, things like that. But JT Cruel still does a good job. Can't deny that. Won't deny that. This was just really bloody. A lot of characters. King Shark has a moment in this that was really good. Wonder Woman and the Furies, number 2 of 3. A lot of these times, I want to see how they're going to end these books. Badass cover, as well as, you know, do not mess with her. Pretty much, this is pretty much, it sums up what happens to Mira in this book. We finally get to see what happens to her. We also get to see where Wonder Woman got that badass helmet from in the book. And that's pretty much it. It just really is just the war between the Atlanteans. You know, who's striking first? Who does this? Who does that? You know, where is this going to end? You know, everything. Are they going to find out that both sides were played? You know, basically, you know, there were dissension on both ranks. You know, that's just how it feels to me. But it was still good, very good. It's just that, man, Mira, my God. That's all I can say.